No problem.
Okay, I'll send it to you so you'll have a copy of this. I'm so sorry I didn't do that at the beginning. Okay, so again, with the present level section all in one box, and then they'll have a box where they can type this as a narrative if they want to do bullets, whatever. Most people wanted to do some type of narrative, but we hope that won't be too much of a problem for you to put that in one spot. All right, we did have on the school age IEP a section for the transfer of rights, and since that really pertains to post-secondary transition IEP, we do ask that you take that off of the school age. All right, next thing, consideration of special factors. We added a comma. Except it didn't actually get added. Some of these things are just for us. We don't really know how things are worded on your forms or how the format is set. So some of these were notes that we gave to our technology person so that he could make these changes on our forms. And my little addition of the Oxford comma there didn't make it to the form. So anyway, okay, but over on the section on the left, we do have these blue words. The accommodation page needs to print separately with the student's name on top. These were things that districts asked if they could have, and we said, please just check with your vendor. We don't know if that's possible or not. And so we're fine with that if they want it printed separately, but we just don't know if your software has that capability or not.
And I think, I don't know which one of you it is, but one of the LEAs had shared with us that they had an accommodation form that had initials, and they thought it was a required form, and so it is not a required form, and we do not want to require initials. So if you all are providing that separate form for them for accommodations with initials, that's fine, but we just don't want it to say ADE required form. If you're giving them optional things, that's what it would be.
Right. For many districts are wanting their teachers, their general education teachers, either to initial the form or sign it. And that is a district decision, but not a requirement from us. So again, it's fine if they require that, but we don't want it to say that that's a requirement.
It is, but as we kind of discussed with you guys last summer, the intent of this is not to encourage or facilitate more paperwork and more process for them and for their teachers. But that's between you and the districts if they're asking you to do additional forms.
Right. All right, so moving on to the ESY section. We did change the wording here a bit. I hope you'll notice at the top here, it is changed a little bit from what it was previously. Also, we did change this goal number just to say goal, but if you would mark and make yourself a note that the wording here has changed just a bit too under the extended school year choices. Okay, and then moving down to IEP goals. So here they would choose IEP goals with objectives or without. And we had just some formatting things that we wanted our tech guy to do. We wanted it to say annual goals, colon, and I really wanted the P to be capitalized, but we didn't get that, and I forgot to put it in the directions. So however yours is set up would be fine. We're just wanting ours to be consistent with the IEP goal page and the IEP goals with objectives, and I'm not sure we succeeded completely on that.
No, but if we haven't seen your forms, but what does need to happen is some kind of separation between annual goals and the prompt, because if it all said, if there's no colon, no dash, no anything, it doesn't make sense because it reads annual goals provide measurable annual goals. And so that's what we found on ours. There were places where there was no colon, and when you read the stem, it's doesn't make sense.
Right, right. We also, let's see, I think that was, we made a change on the IEP goals with objectives. So we added the goal progress. I don't know if you can see where my cursor is here. We added this whole row for the goal progress. because that's what is required that they report or that they gather is the progress on the goal. We also change the order so that we have the annual goal at the top, and then if they're going to require objectives, or if it is a student who takes the alternate assessment, there would be objectives. Those come next. Then the progress toward the goal, and then goal progress. And here's something that we wanted to ask you about, because some districts want their teachers to document progress on objectives, but that isn't something that we require. What we would ideally like to happen is that there be a box that they could check if the teacher is to collect progress on objectives, and this box would then show up.
So I'm going to weigh in for just a minute, because I'm not sure we changed the order, because it's still the same order as it is for the annual goals. What we did was we put in that goal progress box with this objective page that wasn't there before. And so what that you guys know, IDEA requires that we're reporting on annual goals. Now, that doesn't mean that they don't want to record the objective progress, or the objective progress isn't informing the goal. So we wanted to leave that option available, but we wanted that goal progress to be in there so that they were clear that what they're actually required to report on is the progress on the annual goal, which might be different than the progress on individual objectives. So that's the difference. It's actually an addition in that box rather than just objective progress. They're reporting on the goal, but we don't want them to have to put that objective progress in the IEP if they don't want to. Although they ought to be keeping data and progress, it doesn't have to be part of the IEP. So if there was some way they could just hit that if they wanted to keep it in the IEP or not, if that was an option.
And if it's not an option,
right,
that's fine. We just thought if it is an option for them to check, yes, we want this box for objective progress to show, great. If it isn't possible, that's fine too. Any questions there? I know that's kind of confusing. Anything on the chat there, Lisa?
No, I mean, the other thing we did was we added that little prompt above the progress for the goal that says goal progress, so that they're clear that that's where they're reporting on annual goal, and then above the objectives, objective progress. We are a little bit on the fence about whether to put optional there or not, because we don't want that to send the wrong message to parents that they're not collecting data on objectives. The optional is really for the district on whether to include that with the IEP. So if you guys have feedback on that for us after the call, after you get a chance to visit, we'll make that final decision on whether it should say optional.
Right. Okay, so next page is the services page. We had several districts that asked if it would be possible to have a way to document different semesters, because a student may have some services in the fall semester and different services in the spring semester, and we didn't know if that was possible or not. In the meantime, we had them put things like co-taught services in literacy first semester in that first box. But if it is possible to have two different semesters, that's fine. We're fine with that, but that's your call. All right, next thing. We did have this question. I know at one point we talked about, and we don't know if this was even talked about with you or just in our meetings, but we had the conversations about whether or not this document could calculate the least restrictive environment. And we don't know if your product is doing that or not. But that was a question about that first and second semester thing. If they were just listing these here and it was self-calculating, would that be a problem? So we'd like to hear from you about that. We don't know how your program works. So that's why that's in yellow here. We had a problem in our office, not really a problem, just question, I suppose. districts were submitting the schedule of services page to our finance people for some financial reasons, and our people were trying to figure out the students' LRE, and they couldn't do so because they didn't know how much time the student was at school each day. So we do ask that you add this box at the bottom of the services page, total minutes available in the school day, so that we could figure out, do that LRE calculation to determine that student's placement. Okay, so specialized transportation. I believe some of you have drop-down boxes for services, perhaps related services, and we didn't know if specialized transportation was one of the choices or not. I don't think we have it on ours.
Yeah, transportation.
Oh, there it is, just transportation. Okay. So I don't know if you had it. We had some people who asked about how to document transportation, and Lisa had said you could do it as 2 sessions per day. Anyway, we don't know if transportation is listed there or not, but if it isn't and you have a drop down, you may want to consider putting that. We had on our form related services list. Not sure why we had the word list, but we did. And we did take that out, and I don't know why I'm not able to highlight anymore. There we go. We did take out the word list so that it just says related services. Let's see.
We also, and we don't know what your form says, but we also just put the brackets around S,
Right.
and that's because sometimes if parents see related services, they think it's more than one, and so we get all those kinds of calls from LEA supervisors, so it might be one or it might be more than one.
Right. Okay, the next thing, LRE. We had on the, which one was it? 4th one down, we had general education or preschool environment. Well, this is a school age IEP, so we took out preschool. We also had a typo that I had made. In the last box, I had a more structure environment. We needed to add the D on the end of structured. Also, down under the continuum section, we had more than 80% for regular class, and it needs to be 80% or more because resource goes to 79, so regular class needs to be 80 or more. Okay, questions about that? Let's see. I think there was a typo in this one too. The 5th item about the behavior. The child's behavior significantly impedes his or her learning and that of others is the new wording. Okay, assessment decision. We changed the wording in question number 1. We had, I think, I can't remember what it was, but it was confusing. And then and we had questions about, well, the student takes the assessment with accommodation, so that's not we didn't have general. What did we have? I can't remember. Anyway, here's the new wording. Can the child participate in regular statewide and district-wide required assessments? And we had one of the words bolded, which we took away.
It was the regular administration.
Yes.
People were confused about if that meant they weren't supposed to have accommodations.
Right, that's it. That's it. Good. All right, on this statement right here that the parent signs, I understand my child will be assessed. Oh, I'm going to have to start a new call in a second, I think. We had alternative assessment, and it should be called alternate assessment. Okay. The assessment decision page, districts did ask if that could be a separate page with the student's name on the top. I think they give a copy of that to their district testing coordinator, and they were hoping that that could be a separate page. Totally up to you.
I think we made a change on B too, that they'll have alternate test administration guidelines. It said something else,
Okay.
but it was a typo.
Okay. We did ask about ACT, the ACT. ACT said that they do need an accommodations page and then it had the student's name on it. It should show that accommodations are being used. So you can read there exactly what ACT said and what the district was asking for. All right, we just have a few more minutes on this free call. I'm going to have to start another one, unfortunately. What do you suggest, Lisa? Should we try to go through transition first?
How many more minutes do we have?
Oh, I think about 8.
We can probably just look at the things that everything that we did on school age also applies to transition. And so we'll try to highlight the things that are just for transition.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, here's the transition one. So these are the same.
The present level is different.
Present level wording is a little different, but again, it is in that one box instead of the separate boxes.
Right.
We did remove the NA for this student. When in the transfer of rights, we did have a not applicable for this IEP, and this is a transition IEP, so that needed to be on there. So we did remove a box. This one, transfer of rights, we did add to the child and the parent. So that's that comment right there. Oh, there's where we wanted a comma. Let me tell you too, if this call does end, I'm going to send you another, oh, we have 7 minutes. Okay. I'm going to send you another link very quickly. We're on the free version and they don't give us much time. So, okay, we were on transition. We did that one already. They did want to know if rows on the assessment table can be added. Where's that assessment table? Here it is. So that again was up to you whether or not that could happen. The next page on the different goals here, the career and employment goal, post-secondary education, there were some changes in the wording, so you can see those changes are here, 1, 2, and 3. Just some wording changes, nothing, I don't think you'll find those significant. Again, here's another, just a wording change that was requested. Was requested that perhaps if they filled up these rows of boxes, if it's possible in your product, if they could add, if there could be a button that they could add a new activity or add a new course, any of these things. I don't know if that's possible, but I did want you to know that that was a request. Okay, course of study. We do have some changes here. You'll notice this list is longer. We visited with the curriculum people about what graduation requirements are and updated this list. So you will see that this list of required courses is different. Yeah, there's all those changes. There was a note and a tip on there that we did just take out. We put that in our guidance document instead. We added the note about summary of performance at the bottom of this page. You'll see it over on the left. Summary of performance is blah, blah, blah. So that was added at the bottom. Also added projected graduation year at the bottom of that form. Okay, special factors page, same change there. Same change there. ESY, same thing here. Just goal instead of goal number. And this wording was changed just a little bit. With the goals, again, our formatting was a little goofy, so we asked our tech people to change that. And then again, the order here is the annual goal, then the objectives, progress toward the goal, goal progress, objective progress. So that's the same as the school age. Nothing here. We did take out the word list and add the S in parentheses. LRE, same change. We took out preschool. Schedule of services. Oh, I went past schedule of services. I'm sorry. There again, that document semesters, put the minutes per day. I think these are all the same. Same. Okay. We have 3 minutes. I think we can get through EC. What do you think, Lisa?
Well, we might.
We're going to try.
We still have to start a new one.
That's okay. I don't know why I've tried to get through this one. It's okay. Okay. Same thing here, excusal, translation. The wording is a little different in the present level, but again, it's all combined into one box. Early childhood outcomes. Now, this is a little bit different. We do have some different wording. You'll see here the 2 bullets that are here, just a little change in the wording. There's my comma again, annual goals, same thing, same thing. Nothing different there, nothing different there, nothing different there, same thing. See, we're going fast. Related services, that's the same.
That was different.
Back. Which one's, oh.
LRE, isn't that different for EC?
I don't think that one is.
Okay.
This one is.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. So here, add as the first box in A. Oh, that's this one right there. Okay. And then on the signature page, we do ask that you take away the student as an optional signature, or as a signature line here, since this is the early childhood form. Okay, I'm going to stop this call. We do have less than a minute, so you will be getting another email in just a second with a new link to a meeting. And I'm sorry about that, but we're using the free version, and that's how that goes. So I will be back with you in just a moment.
Okay, so on